Gather round, friends, new and old, and welcome to Roast and Toast. We are your hosts, David, Philip, and Jenny. Welcome, one and all. We are back virtual. I'm back.
You're back.
Here on last
That's
episode.
The big
Welcome
news.
back.
Welcome back.
That's the big news. Got a fun episode planned, but a little bit of catching up to do first. So, how are you guys? How was your week since I last saw you in person?
Oh my gosh, allergies have been killing me, dude. I have been. Yeah, same with Philly. We're
I was
both
going to
dealing
say,
with.
me and Jenny are fulfilling the David Hoffman role of being sick in this episode. That's usually reserved for David exclusively. Me and Jenny are both fighting through severe allergies. I'm fighting through something. I think it's just a generic cold. You can probably hear it in the back of my throat right now. That's been my week, been slowly fighting it. And I got to tell you, it's so hard to maneuver through that because my body is kind of saying one thing. But let me tell you, though, I can see why there's an age restriction on those Dayquils. Because, man, when those uppers hit, I am like ready to jump through the frickin' roof. Woo!
No.
Yeah. I'm like snorting that Dayquil. I'm taking it like a suppository. It is ready and able and willing to go any and everywhere. Woo. David Hoffman, did you just get back home? Is that your update?
Yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday. How are the digs? Just as you left?
Yeah, pretty much back to reality. Just as a heads up to everybody, I've been on vacation, so haven't really had much time, but I have been working a little bit on the second video of ours. So we did 2 episodes in person. One video is already on YouTube, so you can check it out. You can actually see how we normally interact with each other in person. So that was fun. We had a very, very shaky Airbnb setup going, but we did our best. So go check out that first video. And by the time this episode drops, I should think the second video should be uploaded, I think, in the next couple of days as of this moment of recording. So check us out on YouTube. Those are some episodes. So all of our episodes are on there, but these ones actually have full video. You can actually watch us do our thing.
Love it. Let's move along to a jam-packed main topic. We have a guest, and once we give you the guest, you'll know what we're talking about this week. Our guest is the one, the only, the not actually named Gareth Boucher. His real name is Gary Boucher, for those who would not know otherwise. Welcome back to the podcast, Gary. How are you?
Thank you, sir. You know what? You just let everyone into the inner circle, but that's okay.
Yes.
I welcome it. I'm good, man.
It is the dirty secret that is not so dirty nor so inside that anybody would know. Welcome to the podcast. Yeah. We invite you every year, and we love having you here every year as a part of our special episode where the stakes have never been higher and the game continues on and on. It is, of course, the Summer Blockbuster 2024. Last year's reigning champ is here, Jennie, as she got not just one half, but both halves of Barbenheimer, and as such, we were pleasured, I should say, to watch her favorite movie, which included, it was called Lake Mungo.
Like manga, am I?
Like manga. Maybe never forget.
Appreciation for this for the Kiwi horror culture, yes.
If there was a sequel, I'm sure we'll be seeing it next if Jennie happens to win this year.
Like Mungo Jungo, eh?
Like Mungo Jungo. Well, in case you have missed the previous year's renditions, or you're brand new, or you just like hearing us repeat things, either way, anyway, each and every year, we take the upcoming year's biggest and best blockbusters and we each draft for them. Yes, for them, each getting a random slot assignment. We take it as a snake draft, meaning that whoever gets first pick then has to wait an entire round and then some to get a second pick. So that way we kind of make it fair between the 4 of us. We each will get 4 slots, meaning 16 movies over the course of the next couple months will be taken. This year, we only have one film that has been contender for this list that we already know. Last year we drafted Transformers, having already known that box office. This year, the only one fulfilling that role is Monkey Man. It is out right now. I believe the current domestic numbers are like 4.1 million. I think maybe to 10 million, somewhere in there. So it's not going to be too big. If anything, it'll probably be a lower draft pick. Going all the way forward until a time lapse of August 9th, where Borderlands becomes our last blockbuster date-wise eligible. And I'm sure it will be drafted somewhere in here. Okay, in order to keep things fair, I will bring forth friend, guest of the podcast, my favoriteest guest. Sorry, Gary. My girlfriend, Sora. Sora, come over here, baby. She will be reaching into the 2024 random hat of randomness. There is no official title. Say hi to the peeps.
Hi,
Sora.
peeps.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi.
We have, can you confirm, Sora, one, that I have not predestined you to slot me appropriately or anything? No.
Nope.
Can you see that there are 4 names in here?
Yes.
All right, now look away. Look away, and I need a hand. You guys can clap. Just kidding. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you. Thank you. All right, the first name with the first pick this year is Jennie.
Jennie.
It was
Congratulations.
I'm ready to win a second year.
All right.
Well,
second
are we just
pick.
claiming?
Go ahead.
No. Yes,
We'll go through this.
Get them all picked. Get them all picked.
Yes, next one will be David. You're picking second, which means Gary, you and me are gunning for the third and fourth.
3 is my second favorite number, so let's freaking go.
And he gets his second favorite number. Gary is right there.
Well, that makes Philip happy. Surely he likes either 1 or 4.
I do.
2 in a row. Like that's
Thank you, baby. Thank you. In your official capacity of the podcast, official picker selector.
Thank you, Sora.
Thank you, Sora. So we have the order. Hopefully, all of you have an appropriate set of rankings. We have, again, at least 16. This year, I feel like last year there were clear-cut number 1 picks, and kind of that middle was a nice, juicy place to hit as well. This year, I'm going to be honest. I've done my research. I've looked at all. I've assessed properly. It feels a lot more, we're going to have to see who gets lucky here. It feels a little more all in the same vein and just kind of what your flavor is this year. I don't know if everybody else feels the same.
I don't
Gary,
know.
do you feel the same?
I think besides the clear number 1 and number 2, it's like the middle 20 are a complete and total toss-up.
Seriously.
Jennie?
And I'm stressing.
And you're stressing. Absolutely.
Stressing.
Jennie, did you want pick 1?
Did I want to pick one?
Yes. Did you want to pick first, or were you thinking more of towards a 4, 3, 2?
Oh,
no,
I'll switch
I'm
with you
first.
You want to switch? I got you.
Yeah, we're doing draft day trades.
I'm picko numero uno. Thank you very much. I'm taking that slot.
Taking that slot. All right, well then, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, 2024 shall kick off. Jennie, what is our first movie off the board?
Please stamp my name on good old Deadpool versus Wolverine.
There
That's
we
going to
go.
take the box office.
Yeah.
That's going to take it and slam it and just fly away with it. I'm so confident in that
It's
movie.
at least $1 billion.
Seriously, at least $1 billion. The trailer alone, everyone I've spoken to that has seen it has gotten so hyped for this movie. Everyone is so pumped to see Deadpool again. Everyone's so excited to see Wolverine on the screen again. And the number of cameos of different heroes and villains that are going to be in this film, chef's kiss. This thing's going to take it and run. Deadpool versus Wolverine is my first choice.
Can Deadpool save Marvel is the question. Because they're
Now
struggling.
that is a tough question. Do I think it'll save it? I don't know if it'll save, but it will at least give it some love will be given back to Marvel, I think. The eyes will turn back towards it, for sure.
David, was that where you were going to go had you had the number 1
100%.
pick? Okay, so we're all in
100%,
agreement
yeah.
that was a clear-cut.
However, I did not do my research. I'm a textbook procrastinator. And so
You just go by feel. You're just a feel guy.
yeah, well, no, I wanted to plan, and then I got Philip's text like, see you guys in 10 minutes. And I was like, oh yeah, forgot to do my planning.
There we go. Well, so then an unplanned eye takes what number 2
I'm looking at the
overall?
titles of these movies. I'm familiar with many of them, but not all of them. I have IMDb pulled up right now, and I'm going to go with a movie that I actually want to see. May not be the one to go with, but we'll see. I'm going to go. I'm between 2, but I'm not going to reveal what my other one was. I'm going to say A Quiet Place Day 1.
Oh. And I would say one of the first reach of the game, if I
There you
may
go.
be so bold. Yes, there we go. But hey, who amongst us thought that Barbenheimer was even going to be a thing? And so, what does any of this mean at any point in time? A Quiet Place could be booming, so we don't know. What the hell do I know above anybody
Well,
else?
to speak from the horror land, A Quiet Place, that franchise is extremely popular. Everyone seems to
Yes.
love that one,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
it will keep coming.
And especially for something like that, you are looking for, again, in case you forget about the rules each and every year, we are going for worldwide opening box office. So for something like A Quiet Place, where spoilers could possibly play a factor, especially like Deadpool and Wolverine, where there's an impetus and a drive to go opening weekend, I think does suit A Quiet Place well, as opposed to some of the other films that you feel like could have legs and do really well overall, but not in the immediacy of it opening on the weekend. So there we go. David has his first choice. Gary, I'd have to imagine you have a favorite pick here at 3 that you were happy about.
Yeah. Look, last year I put all my stock into Ezra Miller, and who knew that would go terribly wrong? So I did some more research this year, and I'm picking between 2. I got Inside Out 2, and I have Furiosa. Now, Pixar, like the last 5 years, box office going pretty far down. The first Inside Out, $350 million, but the last one, which was Elemental, $150 million, whereas Mad Max Fury Road, about 300 mil. No, I don't think
Man's
Mad Max
bringing
has
numbers.
I'm like, I don't know if Mad Max has the fan base. I mean, the first movie, they just took everyone by storm. I didn't even know what it was back then. I had just gotten into college. But
Agreed.
the Furiosa, they're marketing the crap out of that. But Pixar has that built-in fan base, families going to the movies in the summer when it's hot. I'm going to go with my heart, with the one that I want to see more, which is Furiosa.
Furiosa.
Give me Furiosa.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Gary loves himself a bald woman.
Dude,
and he's a bold man.
Give me some Chris Hemsworth and some Anya Taylor-Joy, right?
All right. Furiosa is pick number 3. And I must admit, guys, I had these ranked. I have these categorized. I have these color labeled. I have it all. And for my first 4, only one was picked. So now I have to make the hardest decision for myself, which is leave something out that I really was just hoping one of the 3 would fall to me. Wow. All right, so my first pick has to, and proudly, just based off of the numbers, has to be Despicable Me 4. I'm taking that. The Gentle Minions alone will take this and probably me to the top. I think we're going to see a repeat of slot number 4. Take it all home. I'm so glad that this fell to me at the bottom of the first round. And now I get a back-to-back pick. Gentle Minions, Gru. Everybody hit me, baby. The only thing I'm worried about on this one, I know that it's going to probably be the most profitable film on this list, surprise or not, if you're just the general public listening right now and are shocked by that information. It's going to do very well. My only concern is I don't know if it will show that in an opening weekend. That is where I'm concerned. I know that it will gross the most out of all these films that we have available to us. Don't know if it will show out in opening weekend. So my second pick and my first pick of the second round, double animation, baby. I'm going to have to go Inside Out 2.
Good pick.
And again, for what I know, it's the exact reverse. I don't know if Inside Out 2 will be critically acclaimed and as popularly received as the first one is, but I'm telling you, people will, that is the proper nostalgia.
Flock, yeah.
People think very fondly of that in Pixar. Then, so our generation will look back fondly and probably go out to see it. People with kids, they'll be fine with going out to show this. This is a safe Pixar film. A reason why Pixar is bringing it back. Inside Out 2 is my second pick, appropriately, a pick for round 2 in Inside Out 2. Gary, I have to imagine I stole your pick for where you were hoping to go.
You did.
Since you were between the 2. Where are you going to go with your second pick?
Ryan Reynolds is really popular. He's really popular. And he is coming out with another movie directed by a certain man who used to be on The Office. So, but then again, see, I don't want to give away too much of my strategy. So you would be really surprised by how amazing all of the 2010s Planet of the Apes movies have done. Even the first one, It did over $500 million. I don't know how much of a built-in fan base it is, but I think that it's fresh enough in the public's mind that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is going to be a great showcase for where technology has gone. I love the Matt Reeves ones. So I'm going to go Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, one of the wildest concepts for a franchise ever, but it works. It's awesome.
Great choice. Great choice. One of my first round draft grade picks. Excellent choice. Another thing to consider is when we're talking international, always remember these CGI films, these animated films, have a much easier appeal to worldwide audiences because they can morph their mouths to whatever language necessary. So that is something to consider. I think that that's an excellent pick. Hopefully it's a beginning of a second wave for this franchise that had an original Alan Sorkin arc over the first 3 films. Let's see where it goes. Excellent pick there, Gary. David, we're back to you. Where are your artistic feelings? Which movie do you want to see for the second pick?
Well, unfortunately, I was hoping that Planet of the Apes, I think that was the next best one on the board, was going to somehow
Yes, it
fall
was.
to me.
That was also my next choice.
Yeah, it feels like the obvious one. At this point, I really have no idea. So I'm between the Fall Guy. I don't. I'm seeing some numbers on there that could be something.
Ryan Gosling is back.
Well, yeah.
Did he
certainly
leave?
is. I'm between that and Bad Boys, and I absolutely despise the Bad Boys franchise. So it
Oh
is
my
a tough one,
God.
but I do think that the Bad Boys is gonna probably do better. So I'm gonna
This
go
is a
with Bad Boys.
franchise?
Wow.
This is number 4.
No, here's the thing, is that technically by the numbers, David, you stumbled into a great second pick. That should do well. I completely empathize with you, my guy, though. I don't like the franchise. It has nothing to do with how
I think
feel.
it's such a terrible franchise.
A terrible franchise. And
The movies are trash.
Yes, it has nothing to do with how I feel about the actors, nothing to do with any of the celebrities that are in the film. In fact, I mostly like a lot of their work. But just based off the projections, that's technically something that should do in the second. That should be a great second round pick, wavering on a first round pick in this particular draft. The only question I think that this has is that this is the first blockbuster theatrical release for Will Smith since his Oscar incident.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna play up.
I don't think
you
that the
think so?
people who
Yeah.
love Bad Boys are going to care. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he was an asshole, but I'm going to see Bad Boys.
Yeah, I think it's
so.
it was completely a ridiculous incident, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna affect them.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It's something to take note of, though. Something to take note of. Jennie, let's have you take the next 2 picks, as it's been a while since we've heard from you. You took the first Ryan Reynolds movie here. Will it be followed by a second?
Yes. Well, I was considering it, but I'm wanting to maybe claim another geeky franchise. Unfortunately, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was my second choice, so I had to reevaluate what I was going to pick. For me, too, at this point, it's a complete toss-up as to what's going to land with this summer's audiences. I would like to acknowledge there's a lot of great horror movies on here.
Yes.
And
Yes.
unfortunately, I don't, besides Quiet Place Day One, I don't see them taking lead over other movies at our franchise level to take box office numbers. Here's what I'll claim for right now, though. You know what? Screw it. I wasn't going to pick a Ryan Reynolds movie for my next pick, but why not? I feel like if
Whoa!
has a good chance to take some box office numbers. I think it's really, there's a lot of imaginary friend content happening right now. With Ryan Reynolds' face plastered on this one, I think it has a good chance for getting a lot of numbers. So if is
Right
my
at the
second
same
pick.
time as Deadpool, too. So, like,
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
There we go. There's your second pick. Closing out the second round. Jennie, you have a double Ryan Reynolds feature, many MBU. before you had the Barbenheimer. Now you've got the double Ryan. That'll be your team name should they come to fruition and win for you. Now you have a second pick here in No Man's Land. Good luck. Where do you want to go from here?
Well, the horror gal in me would like to pick a horror movie for my next selection. And I was really tossed up between Abigail and Longlegs. I know Longlegs is going to be very popular with the horror geeks because the trailer I saw looks fantastic and I've heard nothing but good things. Also, Nicolas Cage's name is attached to that one, so it's going to do some damage. But in terms of summer blockbuster, I really feel like Abigail or Tarot is going to take it. They just seem more like popcorn movies and more like a more generic topic that everybody can cling on to. Between Tarot and Abigail, though, what I think will take more money, I think Abigail has been advertised a lot more often, so I think that's going to get more attention. So also everybody loves vampires, and also Catherine Newton is in that movie, and she's fresh off of Lisa Frankenstein, so everyone's going to recognize her face and want to go see it. So I'm feeling Abigail is going to take my third spot.
Abigail for her third spot. She took 2 interesting picks for her second and third selections there. So Jennie has 3 out of her whole 4 roster available to her. David, I'd assume you have the same horror thought as Jennie did, the same horror yearning, or am I...
Horror? I'm not so sure about horror, but
so sure.
I do have... It could be classed as a thriller, perhaps.
Ooh.
This is not a franchise, but it could be a budding franchise. It is a second movie.
I know what you're going to pick. I know it.
I don't know. I think this could do well worldwide. And we're at the point where I know barely any of these movies that are left on the board. I'm going to take Twisters.
So for round 2, Bad Boys Ride or Die, asterisk. I have no idea if that's going to be good or bad as far as box office numbers. Twisters for round 3 was my asterisk for that round. I have no idea what this is going to do. It had a Super Bowl
I don't
commercial.
know. I think it could beat some of the round 2 movies. I think worldwide. I think disaster movies are winners generally. Like even if they're not good, they draw the crowds. Who doesn't love to watch tornadoes?
You got Glenn Powell
tear up stuff. So there's no sharks in the tornadoes, unfortunately. But
unfortunately, yeah,
still could salvage. I'm guessing I didn't do so well in the first or second round, so we'll see. We'll see if the third round can save me.
Gary, we come to you. Still some great films actually available to you. Where would you like to go?
I'm feeling really confident, guys. And I have 3 words for you. I'm just Ken.
Yeah.
We're going The Fall Guy. Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, both of them are super popular. Gosling is like fully back at the top. All it took was like one, 45-minute performance in one movie. Now it was longer than that. But he's back. The abs are there. The hair looks good. He's sexy as ever. And I
think
that
he's
just looks like a
sexier
really
than
fun
ever.
movie. I know.
I think he's sexier than ever. Like the men hit their peak at varying points in their adulthood, and some hit their
Early
peak
40s.
in their mid-20s. But Ryan is, I think, hitting his peak however old he is now. So
Careful,
100%.
you're getting some drool on your keyboard there, David. So, anyways, guys, no, I'm kidding. I completely share the Ryan Gosling love. I think
he's become. He was never my favorite
Ryan.
Ryan. He was never my favorite Ryan.
I think he's always been my favorite Ryan.
He's become my favorite
He's
Ryan.
getting there, yeah.
He's in there.
Yeah.
Guys, I am about to twister myself all over this board. I am in love with where this draft has gone. I have not won this since its inception. I've averaged second place each and every year. This is the damn year. This is the goddamn year I win this mother. I take it home. I take it home for you. Mom, you're the real MVP. I don't care who it is. I will have an acceptance speech on that day. You all get ready for Philip's choice of an episode because, guys, we're going triple animation. We are taking Chris Pratt all the way to the top. The Garfield movie is going to be something that I'm telling you has wide world appeal. I am not a fan of Chris Pratt taking on Garfield. It's so random. How does he get Mario and Garfield and doesn't voice act in either of them incredibly well? I don't understand. But say that as it will do numbers. It will be there. And honestly, just more to be on theme. I'm taking animation for my top 3 picks. Did I steal anybody's 4th round pick with Garfield? I actually thought that might be a surprise.
No.
I don't know.
I considered it.
Yeah, see, there's consideration. Yeah, I know.
I was considering it too. It was one of the only ones that was recognizable to me. But
yes,
yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, it was on theme, but whatever. Anyways, Jennie, you were saying.
Honestly, Garfield, I feel like the fad for Garfield went away a long time ago. I don't know why they're trying to
it's
bring
not
it
as
back
it's not
with
as
something.
trendy as it was. Yeah,
Yes.
No. Mm-mm.
If we're going to be honest, and I'm going to take my third round pick
it has meme potential though, so
it does.
it could do what
True.
movies that make memes make money. I think so.
If we look at the top of this list, we're back to where we began this draft at Despicable Me. Who could have predicted that to have any type of the following that it had? So it's kind of it's just a random one that I'm taking as a flyer. Quite happy with it as a pseudo fourth round pick since I have back to back. I can order them however I want. So for my fourth round pick, that's in actuality my third round pick, but whatever. Borderlands. Again, another random one. I have no idea whether or not this is going to be successful. I mean, I love Cate Blanchett. Funny that this is her first outing since her possible career-defining role in Tar, and that this is now the next project that she took on. Kind of weird. We've got another Oscar winner in Everything Everywhere All at Once for Best Supporting Actor. She's in the Halloween franchise. I can't remember her name. Gary, help me out.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis also here randomly as well. And then, of course, we have Kevin Hart here. I have no idea whether or not this is going to be good or bad, but I at least know that they are advertising the hell out of this. And then, of course, Jack Black, a podcast favorite. I can't go against my man. I feel happy with my roster now that it's fully complete. I feel safe in my roster. Again, I probably drafted the second overall because randomly Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will be the worldwide phenomenon we never knew that we want. But hey, whatever. I feel great. We'll go back to you, Gary. Where are you going to go for your last pick to fill out your roster?
The picks that we have left, they consist of really notable directors, horror, and really notable performers. For example, Austin Butler, Zendaya, people who are like at their peak right now. And this is really hard. Challengers was my initial thought, but Luca Guadagnino, while he makes great movies, they don't typically do well, like at all. So I don't know if Zendaya can bring that movie up to the point where it would beat Tarot, for example. So really, to me, it's between The Bike Riders, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and Civil War. I love Alex Garland. I love A24. A24, and until Everything Ever All at Once, not a huge.
It's kind of become huge.
Studio. It's like, yeah, I think that their logo has like a lot of cachet now. So I'm sorry, Guy Ritchie, you're a great director, but I think maybe the political division of America right now will help people from all sides of the aisle go see Civil War. So I love Alex Garland. 28 Days Later is like my favorite horror movie ever. So Civil War, let's go. We're all going to die.
Another film, I have no idea how that's going to do. I don't know if there's an appetite for it. I don't know if it's what everybody wants. It looks intriguing.
It looks divisive.
Yes.
It looks very divisive. And that's why I kind of don't like it, but I was totally going to pick it. So I'm really irritated because that was one of the last remaining movies that I was like, I want to pick this, because I think that it does have
yourself
draw.
Would watch it, right?
Yeah, I would watch it. It does have draw, and it is being marketed outside of the U.S. So I don't know. I was confident in picking that, and now I'm mad that it's gone. So that really leaves two movies that I have any real familiarity with.
Since it's your last pick, what are they?
Well, they are Back to Black, which is the Amy Winehouse biopic, and Challengers. I don't really have much familiarity with any of the others that I'm looking at on the list. And I'm not a big horror guy, so you guys have mentioned a couple of the horror movies that are still on the board, but meh. I think I'm going to go with Challengers and hope that the Zendaya sex sells. I've seen the trailer, don't really know what it's about still, but I'll put it on my list. Challengers.
I will be patronizing your film with my patronage. I think I used that wrong, but whatever. The point is that I will be helping your case with Challengers there, David. It looks great. Like you said, I don't necessarily know what it's about, but it got me interested, which, hey, heads up to anybody.
It's rated R, so
it got me something. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, hey, look, anybody at a trailer who's the president or vice president of a trailer, that's how you do a freaking trailer. I don't need to know the entire film. I don't want to know.
Just show me a snappy moment.
Yes, give me something curated to a nice song.
If I know I'm gonna see a movie, I don't like to watch the trailer at all.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. We just want to know the vibe of the movie, not
Yeah,
the plot points.
exactly.
You know? Yeah.
It's like Avengers Endgame barely gave anything away in its trailer.
Yeah.
You know,
It
because
was
they
great.
knew they didn't have to. All they needed to do was let you know that the movie was coming out.
Yeah.
Batman Dark Knight, that's one that I remember was amongst the first where I was like, oh, that's all I need. That's all. I'm good. I will watch this film. There's not a lot given out. I don't even know. I know Joker's in it. That's about it. Great film. Anyways, let us end this. You've waited a while. Jennie, finish out the roster. Build it out. Where are we going? Your last pick. Your last pick for this.
Ooh. Can I just say like one thing? I want to be excited for The Crow, but I just can't.
What?
Because it just, I mean, there's a lot of people are pretty upset this movie is being released. Everyone's wanting to not have this remake exist. I'm just seeing that it's a part of our list for those listening.
It is.
And
yes.
it's everyone's upset in the horror realm about this movie being made because this was Brandon Lee, the original actors. This is Brandon Lee's movie. He is attached to this movie, and seeing anyone else doing this movie, it's upsetting for a lot of people. I can't claim that one. I would hope it does well, but it's there. For my final pick, though, this is really tough. I had a very hard time choosing. At this point, my fourth pick was already taken, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Tarot. I'm not confident it's going to take a lot of... It's not going to beat some of the other things on here, but I'm confident that it's one of those popcorn movie type situations where a lot of people will come out to see it and they'll enjoy what this movie's interpretation of the tarot cards is going to be. So Tarot, final choice.
There we have it. So let's do a quick rundown of what everybody has. I had pick number 4, and as such, my team comprises of Despicable Me 4, Inside Out 2, The Garfield Movie, and Borderlands. Gary, what is your team?
I was hoping someone was taking notes.
Oh, I have it. Hey, I'll read it out for you. Gary.
I got Furiosa first, right?
Yes, you did. You have Furiosa.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Absolutely.
Fall Guy and Civil War. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
All live action, which is, for summer movies, I think a little bit of a risk, but I feel confident.
And you have a Ryan
A lot
Gosling.
of hot people.
You have
I
two
got Ryan
very
Gosling.
hot. Yeah, you got 2 hot Ryan. Or no, sorry, you only have the 1 hot Ryan. So never
I've
mind.
got a Gosling. I've got a Hemsworth. I've got a Taylor-Joy. Like,
You do. You do.
that's all you need.
That's all you need. David, back to your team.
Yeah, so I've got A Quiet Place Day 1. I've got Bad Boys Ride or Die. What was my third pick? I don't remember what my third pick was.
Twisters.
Twisters!
How dare you not remember your
Twisters! That's
franchise
actually probably
winner.
the only... No, A Quiet Place Day 1 and Twisters are probably the only ones that I'm actually that excited to see. And Challengers was my fourth pick.
Yes, and Jennie with the first overall pick, and as our winner, it is appropriate that you get the first overall pick. What is your team?
We have a double Ryan Reynolds feature, Deadpool and Wolverine, and If as my top 2, followed by 2 horror films, Abigail and Tarot. Very on brand.
Before we close this out, any predictions? Did anybody feel like they lost this draft, that somebody else won the draft? Anybody bold enough to diss
I
their...
probably lost it.
So David's willing to
probably
claim that
lost
I lost it.
We'll see. I'll take the underdog tag.
Yeah, no, actually, I think that you will have a strong placement here, David. I think that you have a potential to be second or third. Obviously, I find myself to be number 1. Who doesn't? Who doesn't find me to be number 1?
You're on,
Gary.
Phil.
Yeah, thank you.
You
I'm
thought
very
the
humble.
same thing last year. Just
I did,
FYI.
and I came in second. So at least I didn't fall flat on my face.
But the thing is that, I think this might be one of those years, like the first year we did this, where Thor just took it. And I think that could be Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool is just...
that's so far ahead of everything else on the list.
2 of any of our movies combined is that one.
Yeah.
Like,
the rest of us are hoping that 2 of our movies can account for Jennie's 1, and that the rest of hers don't do as well. We'll see. Jennie, do you feel the same? Do you feel like you assembled a pretty good team?
Oh hell yeah! I'm confident in mine. Well, at least in my number 1. The other 3, I'm not really sure, but I'm staying hopeful that at least Abigail. I'm confident that my prediction that Abigail will take a lot of money. So boom.
Just go see it 3,000 times in the first weekend, and you'll make a real big contribution.
There you go.
They'll never suspect a thing.
So remember, the winner of this gets to pick a theme or a detail or an episode of their choosing, really, and in a future unmarked episode of Roast and Toast. So everybody, congratulations. Best of luck to everybody for second place. Yeah.
Let's just next year, let's have whoever comes last get to choose where they pick instead of making it random.
I love it. If we remember.
Consider the idea.
Yes,
if we remember.
Write it down now, guys. Write it down.
Yeah, right.
Let me just say right now, if I win, David is going to have a 10-day RRR marathon where he just has to watch it.
We have a segment that, ironically, what was that?
I just said mini segment.
Yes, a mini segment.
Because you sounded like you were struggling to.
I was trying to pace. Yes, no, I know what it is. I was trying to more so come up with something to segue into it because it is a segment that we've missed, which is ironic because the segment itself is "You Will Be Missed." Jenny, do you have something to share with us?
You will be missed. Proper arm circulation. My 20s are about to be gone, and therefore I am slowly losing proper arm circulation. Gone are the days of proper puppeteering that doesn't require the help of compression sleeves and acupressure machines. Arm circulation, I'll miss you so.
You will be missed, vacation. Now come the days when I must return to work, back to the grind, back to the soreness and mundaneness. Gone are the days of good food, reckless spending of money, and great times with friends and family. Vacation, you will be missed.
For me, I was going to do you, David Hobbin, You Will Be Missed, but it felt a little actually sad. So I was like, let's do something else. So without further ado, blah, 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 blah. It's not until the hints of summer come rolling around that you truly remember what an unsung joy and blissful experience it is just to get in your car in Arizona and go wherever you want to go to. As opposed to when that heat cranks up, and then if you don't operate the seatbelt with its proper respect, you end up branding your damn exposed thigh with the metal of the seatbelt that will make your thigh smell like a morning Jimmy Dean sausage and hurt for days after. Safely jumping in and driving your car, you will be missed.
Well, that brings this episode to a close. We have a few thank yous before we say goodbye. Thank you to Cass and Crossland and Jake Corlang for the music you hear on this show.
Thanks to Ryan Ardell, Josh Hans for a lot of the audio bits you hear throughout the entirety of the show, as well as you, Gary. Thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you to you, the listener, for tuning in each and every week.
Thank you to Rudy Chalk for all of your wonderful graphic work you see on all of our social media.
Thank you so much, Rudy. We would never forget you. Rudy doesn't listen to the podcast. And of course, yes, back to you, the listener. We appreciate you. We appreciate you tuning in, and we ask you to please spread the word. Tell your friends. We've got a fun show each and every week for you guys. Find us on our socials at Roast and Toast Pod on TikTok and Instagram, and Roast Toast Pod on Twitter. So spread the word. Tell your friends that you can find us on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, just not Pandora, because screw you, Pandora.
This bear walked by and just submitted his choices for his draft. Looks like he's got Cocaine Bear 2, Grizzly Town, The Bad News Bears remake, and Paddington 3. Solid choices.